Hello, welcome to Tae Kwon Do Training. I'll be your instructor for today's show, Bob Lemire. What we're going to do on today's show is multiple kicks and multiple hand strikes. And I've got a chair here so that way if you're new and you have worried about balance and stuff, especially when you're keeping your leg up, you can hold on to a chair. Now, when you do hold on to a chair, don't put too much weight onto it. The heavier the chair, the bigger, the better for you. But just something that gives you some balance. All right, and then we'll do it without the chair. When we do multiple kicks in Tae Kwon Do, we love the multiple kicks. We like to keep our legs up, throw two different kicks, maybe the same kick, whatever it is, in different positions, and that strengthens your legs. It strengthens your core. It strengthens all your balancing muscles, okay, because you're trying to do a couple of kicks, and it's great exercise. It's tiring, but it will get you in good shape. All right. If you want to be in front of a mirror, see what your technique looks like. That's a good idea. Or if you're with a friend, don't lean against the chair like this. Try to keep as straight as possible. Say in a fighting stance. All right. So what we're going to do is stay in. We'll do a fighting stance, right? And with the chair right here. All right. We know our fighting stance. All right. I go through this every week, and I have to do it. Fighting stance, just like walking. All right. Shoulder width apart, not this way, not that way, all right? Not long steps, comfortable steps, which you do every day. That's what you could fight in, all right? That's what we call a fighting stance. And you're relaxed. See all my muscles, everything's moving, nice and relaxed. Always relaxed. If you're tense, you can't do these techniques. You can't do anything in sports if your body is tense. It has to be as loose as possible. Training all the time, training a lot, gets you that looseness, gets you that confidence, okay, by a lot of training, all right? And when I say a lot of training, at least every other day for a half hour to an hour. A lot of times we train every day. We try to train every day. Sometimes you can overtrain. I've done that so that your body's fatigued. So you need the rest also, all right? Left fighting stance, hands up, all right? What we're going to do is just the easy front snap kick. Look at how when I do the front snap kick again, I chamber, all right? Look at my foot. It's not this way, it's this way, all right? That's the front snap kick, easy kick, up, down. We do that all the time. See how I touch the chair? Now, hands up, then I just touch the chair, and that's what you can do for balance, all right? If you're in advanced or you feel comfortable, you don't need a chair, all right? Up, just kick. I'm just going to do my right side so I don't have to move the chair back and forth. Front snap. After a front snap, especially when you start in our martial arts school, Tae Kwon Do, we like the front snap and then chamber for a side thrust kick. When you do that, and that's both to the front, I'm not going to go too high. I'm going to keep it low so you guys can do it at home with me. All right? What you do is front snap. Look at front snap, then chamber. All right? And see how I pivoted my foot. So I did front snap, chamber. And I'm nice and tight in here so that I can throw that side thrust kick out. If you don't, your side thrust kicks are not going to have enough distance to get power. So you do front snap, kick, chamber. All right? Practice that before you even throw your kick. Front snap. And when you chamber, you're going on the balls of your foot this way. All right? So you're twisting into the kick this way. Notice I'm almost a 90-degree angle from where I was after the front snap kick. All right, so front snap kick, chamber, side thrust kick, come down, all right? Front snap, side thrust, come down. Again, you don't want to press too hard on the chair. You don't want to be leaning, all right? When you do a side thrust kick, you want to keep your body as straight as possible. One, back, all right? One, back, side thrust, back. So that's great. Say you were sparring, all right? That was a fake. Or you did hit. And the side thrust right after. So you hit, then you hit again, all right? Notice when you do that, boy, there's a lot of pressure up there. You got to keep the leg up. It's not like throwing a kick and touching, giving yourself that relaxation or that second rest. So when you practice a lot of these, and I do 10 on one side, 10 on the other, okay, you go front snap, side thrust, all right, back, front snap, side thrust, or you come back. So after you do the front snap, side thrust, you can land to the front, or after you do the front snap, side thrust, come right back. Notice after I do the side thrust, I chamber it back. I don't do the side thrust and just drop it. And I kind of exaggerate that. I always see me drop it like that, and then I might move my body, because that's what's going to probably happen if you start bouncing back and forth and dropping. Chamber kick, chamber, come back. All your kicks. No matter what kick you're doing, chamber, kick, chamber, and back. All right? I see some black belts sometimes. They won't chamber after the kick. They're kicking and dropping. To be a black belt at that point, that's some of the first things we do, first 3 months of Tae Kwon Do. So, you know, it's just a habit sometimes you get into, or someone didn't tell you and let you do that. All right, that's what a good instructor should be doing. They see a bad habit, nip it in the bud, do it quick, because it's going to follow you the rest of your life. All right, and you're going to lose speed, you're going to lose balance, you're going to lose power, you're going to lose a lot compared to the person who doesn't. Okay, so that's pretty easy. A front snap, side thrust kick. You know, and to practice side thrust kick, you want to be, say, this way. You don't want to be here and try to do a side thrust. Sometimes people will do this and they won't pivot. All right, and they try to throw a side thrust with their body straight this way. You can't do it. You lose all your power. Side thrust has to be here, straight with, and you can practice that. Hold the chair maybe both hands, right? Chamber, side thrust. Chamber, side thrust. Hold it this way. Chamber, side thrust. Notice I ain't doing this, all right? I'm not doing that. Side thrust. Up, side thrust. And I'm only killing midsection. I like to keep the kicks low on the show. So that people who's starting and they're saying, I'm not going to ever be able to kick that high. Okay, so we know that maybe sometimes because of your hip structure or your body structure, you won't. So midsection is just as good, or even low section. When I say low section, I'm talking the knees and the groin area. Boy, that's devastating. And I don't care how big you are as a man. Those knees go down. You're going down hard. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. All right? So you're being attacked by a big, gigantic guy. Boom! Right to the knee. All right? And I don't want to be too morbid, but life's life. And you have to protect yourself, family, your children. You have to protect yourself. That's the problem about teaching Tae Kwon Do to children. They can't grasp some, you know, little children. They can't grasp how far they can go. And if they train, even as 4, 5, 6 years old, go to school and someone picks them, they can hurt that person. I know they can get hurt, but they can do much more damage by throwing kicks at vital spots on someone who's just a bully fighting this way. So that's the problem, you know. That's what we always have to make sure the parents and the teachers drum it into the child. You only use this in self-defense and in, you know, in a dangerous situation. But that's the tough one. That's the fine line. All right, let's try a hand technique. Hand technique, and I'm a boxer from way back. I love boxing. So I incorporated a lot of Tae Kwon Do moves and boxing moves. Especially combinations. And a combination to the midsection, all right, and then the head of the jaw is pretty easy. This is what we call an upset punch. And when you do an upset punch, see my hands opposite of when the punch is going to end, all right? One, all right? One. And see my hip, right? Without the hip, all right, that's what you start with. But then you try to, see, snap the hip into it. So when the hip snaps and the punch ends, power is coming from your core, going right into the, your opponent, or whatever you're hitting, board or the bag, okay? So your hands are up here. You're getting close to your opponent. All right? You're getting close to your opponent. You can see his hands are maybe somewhere, but not in his solar plex. You're here, boom, boom. All right? You're getting close, boom. You throw a block, boom. You hit here. Notice I'm not going boom, or there's a million ways people can do it. If you snap it, you get hit here. All you have to do is where your ribs meet, right down. Press that as you're watching the show, and press it hard. That is a dangerous spot. That hurts. And even though you did 10 million sit-ups every day and you got the chest coming out here, that little spot is the vulnerable spot. Same thing as our throat and our chin. There's certain spots in our body. I don't care if the muscles are here. These spots can't be developed, all right? You can tighten your stomach, but if I hit you in that solar plex, no matter what shape you're in, and I hit you right with my two knuckles that I'm aiming for that solar plex, you're going to knock the wind out of you and knock you out. You're going to drop you, all right? So that's what we do in Tae Kwon Do. You know, I've had a person recently say, whoa, you know, a big guy tells me, he goes, you know, I know martial arts are good, but my thing is I'm just going to grab you. Well, fine, that's how you're going to fight. But you're going to tell me I've been training for over 50 years that I can't pinpoint a spot on your big body, all right? I can't pinpoint a spot where you're going to take you down. Use your head. Grab me with both of your hands. Now you took your both weapons away. You better make that takedown fast, because I'm not going to just stand there going, oh, no, No. There's vulnerable spots, and that's what we try to teach you in Tae Kwon Do. No matter how small you are, how little you are, how thin you are, if you learn how to drive your hands or your feet into these vulnerable spots, you can take down anyone. And you do that with practice, precision, and trying to get to that spot faster and faster with power. And you work that. That's practice. So if you're here, and now you're getting in close, right? Boom, here. Right? A lot of times in boxing, you'll see this. All right? That's a punch to the ribs, but that's, you know, you could do that and maybe try to get to the solar, but you'll be going for the ribs, the floating ribs, all right? This is coming in, and this could even go right to the groin area. All right? Boom. All right? And you snap. Now, someone's either going to grab you or they're fighting with you, and you hit them there. When you hit them there, they're gonna come down this way. So as you hit them there, see how I twisted, all right? Now, I'm going to do the same motion, but I'm going to come up to the jaw. I'm going to meet them on the way down. If I don't hit them in the jaw, I'm going to hit them in the nose. I'm going to hit them maybe in the throat. I don't know, in the eyes. But their head's going to probably come down. That's why I like that combination. All right? You're moving around. They make a move, bah, bah. You practice, and see how I've chambered here. Boom. I've come back here to get some distance. Then I snap in. All right? I'm not lunging. I'm not lunging forward with that. All right? Because that's how you get a little off balance, and there's no power after this. It's close. They're running on top of you. Boom. Then I keep it here. All right? And turn, and then come back up. So I go 1. See how I turned it? 2. And I came back. 2 up here. Boom. That's solar plex, chin. Or solar plex, throat. Solar plex, nose. But you did the solar plex first. Or the groin area. All right? That's why I say how dangerous this can be. Most of the time, guys aren't walking around with a cup supporter or something to protect themselves. 99.999% of the time. So you're fearing for your life, and you're a small guy, big guy up there. You come down here hard, bah, bah, then come up. All right. I was always fairly thin guy and smaller in school and stuff. So I always, you know, and when I did get into fights and stuff, you're at a disadvantage if you don't know the martial arts. Once you know the martial arts, you get a confidence and you get a knowledge in your head. You don't fear. You don't have that anymore. You know you're ready. You know you're ready. So, everyone should at least try to teach their children, teach their wives or some form of martial arts. That's what this show's been going on since 1990. All right, and I see people in the store and they're so happy. They've been watching this show when they were 5, and they're 30, 35. I mean, that's a long time, from a child, and to see me, I'm still doing it just to show you people, and it's free, all free. You don't have to go to a school, and you'll learn these couple of things. You can go on the DATV website, and all my shows are there on your phone or whatever. So don't be shy to do that also. Okay, so that's a hand technique. That's pretty easy, right? So we did a front snap kick, chamber, side thrust kick. All right, we did an upset punch, and we did when we do an upset punch, all right, we can do an upset or just a straight punch also. All right, it's coming in. It's not coming under, which is an uppercut. All right, so we can go 1, 1, 2, or 1. All right, excuse me, 1, 1, 2. All right, or 1, 2. This way. If you want, you can go 1, all right, 2. Extend the final shot. All right, so you can come up, you come vertical, you come straight. All right, so let's do another combination kick. All right, now let's keep it as easy as possible. The front snap again. All right, see how I'm holding it. I'll be here, then I'll do a front snap kick. All right, front snap kick, chamber again, side thrust to the side. There's 2 people. Okay, so you're here, 1, 2. All right, 1, chamber. All right, hold, front snap. Don't lose balance, side thrust. That's a real easy combination because after you're done with your front snap kick, you don't have to pivot. You're going in that direction. All right, and what's good about that, that's gearing you up if you were at a school and you wanted to do a test. You want to do a tournament, a show, whatever. Breaking boards, a combination of breaking boards. And I used to like, that's easy to show children. They break, then they break, all right? All right? They break, then maybe they throw a punch, ba, ba, ba. And you practice that with pads. Then maybe light boards, easy boards for children. And you go fast, and it's ba, ba, ba. You could practice that in 2 weeks, all right? And you could practice that 1, 2, and 3, all right? Or any other combination. And you get bored, you'd want to add. So you can add where you got 6 boards. Ba, 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 ba. Boy, it's impressive. It's just doing it over and over in the mirror, over and over, and pinpointing where the board will be. And if you're going to break boards, I always say something and I got to think of the safety. You're going to break boards. There's boards for children, lighter boards, thinner boards. Don't give a child an adult board. They can break their hand, right? They can break their feet, their foot, their ankle. A lot of people say, "Oh, you should be able to break the board." No, they shouldn't. They're looking for speed. They're looking for accuracy. That's the board. They'll get when they get higher and older. When they get older, all right, let them decide the board that they want. I've seen grown black belts miss on a 1 board and break their wrist. Either the way they hit it, or the way the board was, or the holder. There's a lot of factors when it comes to breaking a board. So you really want to pay attention. Your feet can't kind of handle it unless you hit it with your toes. That's why we curl our toes back, all right? We don't hit it with our toes when we break a board and we don't have any shoes on. We curl our toes back. When I say curl our toes back, you do that, and you keep it in that position. See my toes? They're bending back. You're hitting with the ball of that foot, and that'll break the board. So there's a lot of little tricks that I like to let you know about. all right, that you wouldn't know about. You know, you see someone throw a kick front snap, you think, oh, he broke it with his toes. You're going to break your toes. Those toes, and believe me, I've broken every toe I have, more than once, more than twice. And if you looked at my toes, you could see that they have been broken. And you kind of get used to it. You tape it up. We don't even go to the hospital. We pop it, tape it up. Now you're going to be limping for about a week or 2 or 3. Every sport has their little drawbacks, and I don't care what sport it is, whether it's baseball, soccer, basketball. There's injuries you're going to get because you're moving fast, you're moving sporadically. There's not a plan at the time because you have to move according to the situation, and then your body's not ready sometimes. That's why the more you practice, the more your body's going to be ready. Okay, so that's another 1 and 2. All right, pretty easy. And maybe a punch for the break. Your front snap, your chamber. Again, see how I'm just touching the chair just so that I keep my body straight. If I don't touch the chair or you don't touch the chair, you might wobble. I don't want you to wobble. I want you to get the confidence. And once your legs develop, you'll get the confidence. All right, 1, chamber, side thrust. Always look, I'm looking at the camera, but 1, and side thrust, here. Chamber back after the kick, side thrust, chamber back after the kick. Punch, right? Punch. Keeping the hand exactly where it is, right? And I put it underneath the other hand so that I get this, right? And this is the hip jog. So I'm here, punch to the front, bah, back fist to the side. Again, what a great board breaking technique. Right, bah, 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 bah. You could go all the way around. And that's kind of an easy breaking technique, but it's fancy. Especially if you had 6 or 7 boards all around you, and you're just moving, bah, 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 bah. It's fun. And the boards break fast and quick, and then you're done. All right? And I'm talking about breaking boards today. If you throw a punch and your hand's not tight, all right, close your hand tight. Take your thumb. Don't have that thumb popping up like that. I see that, boy, even with higher belts sometimes. They throw a punch and I'm like, what's the thumb doing there? Get that thumb out of there. The thumb's going to snap on you. Hide that thumb. Index finger and the middle finger. Those 2 knuckles is what you want to hit with. You hit with those 2 knuckles straight on with the punch, and then with the back fist, you're doing well. If you don't, and you hit with your ring finger and your baby finger, that's when you get a turn. You're going to hit, and that baby finger is weak. Those break, and that breaks that whole bone right out behind the baby finger, the knuckle. All right? So you don't want that. You want the 2 strong. And that's why we used to do a lot of push-ups, or we still do, on our 2 knuckles. Build them up just a little, So you're here, all right? Bah. Hip jog. Hip jog. Look at it. And the hip jog snaps at the last second. Bah. This technique that I'm showing you now is excellent for hip jog practice. Hip jog should be done with everything, whether it's a kick, all right, or any kind of hand technique, especially the hand techniques. It enhances the power 100% and gives you more accuracy. If I was to go from here, that's without a hip jog. As I watch myself on camera, I'm like, whoa, that bothers me, all right? Because you want to get, bah, you want to get that snap, like, wow, wow. And so you're snapping, and this belt is pretty stiff, all right? You get new belts when you get each rank, and you get so used to your old belts because they're nice and flappy and stuff, that the new belt is stiff, and you're going, oh, I got to work on this thing. And as they get old, they wear out. But we would judge our hip jog, all right, by the snap of my belt. And hip jog, you have to practice it. The more hip jog you do, and you do a lot of exercise, you're going to feel this pain. It's like a runner's pain that you get in your stomach. And we would, all of a sudden, we'd be hurting. And my grandmaster, Muyang Lee, God rest his soul, what's the matter? I got a pain. Keep working until the pain goes away. No mercy, but he was right. You build a muscle, you build a tolerance. All right? Same thing with runners. They get the pain, they got to run right through it. And if you stop every time that pain comes, you're hitting the limit. You're always going to be at that limit. Always go over the limit. And now you're progressing. All right? You're not stagnant. You're not staying on the same level, and that's how we progress. All right, in Tae Kwon Do. When you do all these exercises, and I only show you a couple basic ones. Stretch first. Do some stretching. Warm up the body. I don't care, even the upper body. And when you're done, cool down a little. Do some nice relaxing stretches just so you can cool down, all right, especially in the hot weather. Make sure you have lots of fluid when you're working out, before, even after, and during your workout. Old school, no, drink water while you're working out. Those days are over. If someone tells you that, tell them to do some research. Dehydration will hurt you, all right? And it'll hurt you bad. It'll, to a point where your organs will shut down if you're working in hot weather and you're working for an hour out working out and you're not replenishing all the fluids that are evaporating out of your body, all right? So it's number one, always have water available for yourself. A lot of people like Gatorade and stuff and whatever, at least something that's going to replenish. And Gatorade's kind of good. Well, I'm not going to do commercials, but those some drinks are really good for electrolytes in your body because, as I say, you sweat a lot of things out, and you want that energy. The water and the fluids are going to give you more energy. It's about all the time we have tonight. It goes by really fast. Till next time, have fun and train hard.